Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix, and sending a very, very, very Merry Christmas to everyone. I might even do a Christmas daily thought or something like that. But I definitely wanted to do a Christmas tarot reading. It was kind of on my spirit when I was doing organizing, because obviously, for those who don't know, the whole superstition thing is that you have to make sure your house is clean before the new year arrives, because if it's not, then it will more than likely be messy the rest of the year. So I was like, okay, I'm going to organize, I'm going to clean, and that's what I've been doing. So I organized all of my tarot decks on my, I forgot what you call it. I guess you could call it a bookshelf, but not really a bookshelf, but whatever. So I organized all of the tarot decks and had to go through everything. And as I was going through them, I was like, oh, I want to use these. So here we are with that. This is a reading for the collective. It's not for a specific sign. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person sitting here reading energy in the tarot cards. Also, all of the December readings are up if you're still interested in any of the December readings. The general readings, the love readings, and the money readings are up. Also, January's readings. The general readings are up. I just finished uploading all of the love readings. I might even start working on the money readings today. If I don't, I will start working on the money readings very soon. So, yeah, be on the lookout for those collective readings as well. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Okay, so I'm using my custom tarot deck, which is my quotes deck. So I'm using this one, and I'm using one of the Louise Hay decks, which this is more like positive thinking, affirmations, things like that. And then I'm using When There Are No Words, and I'm using my dream cards. So none of these are traditional tarot decks, all right? Because I want the message to be more uplifting, is what I want for this particular reading. So let's get started. May I have the energy for the collective. May I have the energy for the collective. May I have the energy for the collective. What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? May I have the energy for the collective on this lovely, lovely, thank you, Christmas Day? It's funny that that's the first card that comes out. Thank you. You know, there was a card that came out in the pre-shuffle in the dream. Was it? No, it was this deck. It was Gloria Steinem. Pretty sure that was the person to quote. And it was something to the effect of, too many people are busy searching for the right person instead of learning how to be the right person. I think that's what it said. Hold on. I'm just going to go through this right quick. I'm going to see if I can find it. Which I like the quotes that have come out so far. Is that it? No. Okay. Because I want to quote it exactly as it is. It would totally be at the end when I start looking for it. And if I overlooked it, I will be so... And I did. No! So right when I want to find it, I'm not coming across it. Go figure. I hope that it comes out. We shall see. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the two cards that did come out. And I'm going to pull some more too. So, first card that came out is I'm usually pretty zen until you F with me, which is Dina from Real Housewives of New Jersey. Now, this second card is what made me think about the pre-shuffle card that came out. It says, don't let someone change who you are to become what they need. Now, I feel like definitely with the new year approaching, there are people who are making changes in their life or lives. When it comes to that, this is a reminder. Make sure all the changes that you are making are the changes you are making, not changes that other people are having you make or asking you to make or making you feel like you need to make. It's where you've evaluated the situation going into 2023 and you're like, you know what? I want to do this for me. Not I want to do this for whatever. It all roads lead back to you. Because this is your life. This is your timeline. So all roads lead back to you. Because all roads lead back to you, you have to be conscious of the decisions that you make. Because these are the decisions that affect your journey. Just throwing it out there. Let me take a few more cards and then I'm going to switch decks. May I have some more cards, please? May I have some? Thank you. Put that over there. May I have another card, please? Thank you. Let's see what we have. So, this one is by an anonymous person. It says, thousands of years ago, cats were worshipped as gods. Cats have never forgotten this. So, yeah, some of you might have a cat. Or some of you are very close to your cat. Or your cat can be very, it's all about them. So yeah, some of you might own a cat. Now, the other card that came out, it says, adults are always asking children what they want to be when they grow up because they're looking for ideas. And this is by comedian Paula Poundstone. Adults are always asking children what they want to be when they grow up because they're always looking for ideas. So now the song by Diana Ross, Do You Know Where You're Going To? I feel like, and that's what I'm going back to right now. I feel like there are changes that someone or people are looking to make, but make sure it's for the right reasons and that you're following your heart is what you're doing. Don't let your environment make you feel like you're missing out on something or that you're lacking something. Don't worry about what other people are doing or what they have and all this other stuff. That has nothing to do with you. Focus on what brings you happiness. And for these changes that you are making going into 2023, are these changes bringing you happiness? Bringing you happiness, not bringing other people happiness. I mean, yeah, that's great if other people can be happy too, but it isn't about them, it's about you. So let's go ahead and go into some of the other cards right quick. I'm going to check the bottom of the deck too. I'm gone with the Win Fabulous, Kenya Moore. I'm gone with the Win Fabulous. And I can see some people stepping into that energy in 2023. Like you're really owning your fabulousness. So yeah. Okay. Energy for the collective. Energy for the collective. Energy for the collective. What is it that the collective needs to hear? You know what? I have to do this the other way. This deck's a little bit different when it comes to shuffling. Because I did it once and it worked and I was like, yes, I can do it. But now, there we go. What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? May I have some cards? Whoop, thank you. May I have some more cards, please? Okay, that's too many. May I have some more cards, please? Thank you. It's interesting. That card came out in the pre-shuffle. Take that one. Thank you. And may I have one more? Thank you. Okay. So, these over here. All right. So, first card that I'm reading, it says, release all fears and doubts. Release all fears and doubts. And on the back it says, I accept myself and create peace in my mind and heart. I now choose to free myself from the from the destructive fears and doubts, from all destructive fears and doubts. I now choose to free myself from all destructive fears and doubts. And it says at the bottom, I am loved and I am safe. So I release all fears and doubts. Right. And then the next card, I am willing to let go. I am willing to let go. And it says, I release others to experience whatever is meaningful to them, and I am free to create that which is meaningful to me. This is going back to what I was saying earlier in the reading, when for those who might feel like their environment is making them feel, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, don't worry about what other people are doing. This is kind of in that energy. You have to release what you feel is equal to what other people are doing. Because again, it doesn't have anything to do with you. What they're doing, that's their race. Run your race. Release all of these expectations. Release also, something saying to me, release limiting beliefs as well. Letting that go. But you're letting people do what's right for them, and then you are also allowing yourself to do what is right for you. Is what this is talking about. This is the card that came out in the pre-shuffle. It says, I listen with love to my body's messages. And it says, my body is always working toward optimum health. My body wants to be whole and healthy. I cooperate and become healthy, whole, and complete. So some of you, if your body is telling you something, make sure you're paying attention to the signs in 2023. Make sure that you're doing that. Oh, it was two cards together. Okay. So, first one is Divine Wisdom. Divine Wisdom guides me. It says, I am guided throughout this day in making the right choices. Divine Intelligence continuously guides me in the realization of my goals. I am safe. And then this one says, and this came out in the pre-shuffle too. This one says, I open new doors to life. I open new doors to life. And it says, I rejoice in what I have and know that fresh new experiences are always ahead. I greet the new with open arms. I trust life to be wonderful. So this is about having trust too. Let's go ahead and go to when there are no words. Energy for the collective. Energy for the collective. Energy for the collective. What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? May I have a few cards, please? Oh, hold on. That's too many. Let me take that one back. These cards are sticking together. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to take these. Right. So, first card, it says Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. All right. And then the next card says, sometimes the sorrow is overwhelming. This gives me 5 of Cups energy. Again, some of you need to release the past. Don't stay in the past too long, especially if it's something that makes you sad, because you don't want to stay stuck in that energy. You want to stay in happy energy. And then this one says, peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled. Isn't it interesting that these two are together about sometimes the sorrow can be overwhelming? And then the card that follows it is where it says, peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled. And this is John 14, chapter 27th verse. All right. And then this card says, keep hope in your heart. Keep hope in your heart. All right. So we have that. And then the final deck are the dream cards. Let's go ahead. May I have the energy for the collective? Energy for the collective. What is it that the collective needs to hear? Energy for the collective. What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? May I have some cards, please? Okay, that's too many. And that is too many as well. Thank you. And that, you know what? I'm going to take 4. I'm going to take those 2, and then I'm going to take 2 more. Okay, I'm taking these 2 here. All right. So, set these to the side, start with these. So first one, find clues to help you get nearer to your dreams. Remember, the biggest clues are often disguised. What clues can you find today? So make sure that you are looking for clues. Make sure that you are not oblivious to things. Also, something said to me, don't get so caught up in pursuing something that you overlook stuff on the way that could actually help you achieve your goal faster. And then this card says, take in everything life has to offer. That's kind of what I was just saying. Take in everything life has to offer. The happy and the sad. Trust that you are always where you should be, and you are given the lessons you need to move forward. So trust that you are where you should be. And then also going back to not being oblivious to the clues. If you don't like where you're at, you're there because there's some type of lesson that you can use to help move you forward. You just have to be mindful of the clues. That way you can learn the lesson too. And also don't get so caught up in the sorrow of the situation, because all things pass with time. Nothing stays the same in perpetuity. It's against the law of the universe. All right. And then this card says, we are offered advice from all directions. This came out in the pre-shuffle too, so you probably want to pay attention. We are offered advice from all directions on how to best live our lives. The best way for you is the way you choose. for yourself again and again every morning. This is going back to what I was saying before. All roads lead to you. Your decision is the one that counts. Don't base your decisions off of how you think the world views you or how you think the world thinks you should be. It isn't about that. It's all about you. All roads lead back to you. And then the final card is, don't force things to happen when you want them to happen. Let things unfold when you and the world are ready for them. Be grateful. Or no, be patient. Okay, grateful's on my mind, so be grateful too. Let me read this again. Don't force things to happen when you want them to happen. Let things unfold when you and the world are ready for them. Be patient, but also be grateful. All right, so I'm titling this, All Roads Lead Back to You, because I feel for some of you that you're placing too much weight, or you're giving too much weight to, or what's the other, there's another word that I'm looking for. But it's like you're giving, I know credibility is also a word, but I feel like there's another word. You're placing too much value. Thank you. You're tying your value too much to what you believe people may think about you or the world may think about you. And that's another thing too. What you may be thinking that the world is thinking, they may not even be thinking that. Some of them may not even care. I'm being honest. Don't let stuff get in your head. Like, take a step back and really, really just focus on what makes you happy. Do that. And then be a person of action. All the decisions that you make, they need to be for your benefit. They need to be for what brings happiness and joy and peace into your life, not bringing sadness and everything else. And obviously sadness, pain, and stuff cannot be avoided. It's part of life. At the same time, you're not trying to bring in more of what is already guaranteed in life, because you're already guaranteed a certain amount of sadness and pain and everything else. You're not trying to add to that. So you want to focus on what makes you happy. Again, it starts with your decisions. And with those decisions, all roads lead back to you. All right? So that is your message. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, have a Merry Christmas and be blessed.